It's streaming good.
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Your boys Reem and Nick on the inside, and we have, these fellas just do wickedness in a cell, the fridge and microwave. Welcome to, I don't think we ever had you on this show before now, but so welcome. And guys, I mean, I know, based on our usual, how we tend to usually operate, we'll be here on the same day of the game. But I don't think, for our own sanity, I think we really had to delay our review, but we committed to bringing it to you all, so we here, guys, and we also want to know,
But go ahead. But when I finish, go ahead.
Yeah. We also want to recognize, the anniversary of the Munich air disaster. I think yesterday was the anniversary of that. So, there was a tribute, the floors of Manchester, so everything in recognition of these guys who would have played for the club and, fought so hard in Munich, and on their way back, the fatal airplane crash that would have taken so many lives, so much respect to those guys back then. So, guys, on to the game.
Listen, before the game reviews, I sure the guys or everybody out there like to know sell the fridge and the microwave. If you can give us a little explanation for what sell the fridge and the microwave means.
No, well, it's simple. We had to sell Harry and we had to sell Lindelof. Harry is the fridge and Lindelof is the microwave. I was gonna say Lindelof was the stove, but he not on fire. So
Alright, but I find Lindelof having some decent games these days, though. Alright. Thanks anyway for the explanation.
Anyway, guys, so I mean the results are very, very disappointing one. Considering that we played so well for large portions of the game, I don't think Everton really came out and really dominated us in any way. They got their chances and they took their chances. I think they would have had 3 or 4 shots on goal and they scored, right? As opposed to us having 13 and only playing away 3 or something like that. So the stats would have shown or indicated what Everton really came to do, And when you looked at the game, the eye test, as a lot of people call it, you would have seen that we dominated the game for larger portions. We were the one actually trying to make things happen. And Everton were the one who were more or less reacting, It's disappointing, fellas. But I mean, the disappointment in the way that we conceded the goals, it's not surprised us, it's not shocked because, guys, we've been lamenting about this for so long. Set pieces, Maguire is like a pace, De Gea and his mistakes, Shaw sleeping. We talk about this countless times. Anyway, fellas, talk to
me. Boys, we started that game yesterday. I find we started the game in real control. I know normally we talk about the lineup. I don't see with the lineup, and what I like with the lineup was consistency in the lineup. That was the one change. The one change in the lineup that was Pogba coming back in, which was no surprise. I know Reem was talking about who he would have come in for, and we said he would have come in for Greenwood. But Greenwood actually played. I think Fred was the player sacrificed. And I think it was a decision that was justified, because I think how we started the game and how we played overall, especially in the first half, or majority of it, the lineup was justified, right? And, in terms of the performance, Pogba coming in, playing with McTominay, which to me is one of the players in form right now in the team. I had no issues at all.
Richard?
Yeah, well, when I saw the lineup yesterday, I was pleased with the lineup because, Rashford would have been on the left where he more comfortable in and cutting in. So the only thing I didn't like yesterday about the lineup was the partnership of Harry and Lindelof. I really thought actually Bailly might have come in because of the pace of Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. Because I know that would have been an issue with the both of them. Because Harry's slow, and I wouldn't say Lindelof slower, but both of them, Lindelof a little faster than him. But still, he can cover for Maguire like the way Bailly does. So that's the only thing I had with it. But I find we started off the game good. But when we lost Pogba in the midfield, you could have seen that that is where things started to go a little haywire for us.
Yeah. I didn't expect. I think as Nico said, we know we were all seeing where Ollie tends to go for the McFred midfield,
Yeah.
to show up the frailties of
Yeah.
our defense. That's I mean, in my opinion, over the past couple of games have shown a lot of improvement. So I do agree that I was expecting Greenwood to be the one sacrificed. But I mean, I'm glad I was wrong because I thought, I mean, if I had to be honest with earlier, I might disagree. But of our front three, in terms of the overall performance, I thought Greenwood was the best of the three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
was good. Yeah.
Greenwood was tracking and doing his defensive work and as well providing an outlet and being a threat and a nuisance going forward. You understand? He was switching the football. Greenwood was looking like a renewed. He was looking like the guy we saw last season that was causing trouble and that everybody was ranting and raving about. That's the Greenwood I saw yesterday. And to touch on something that you say, Richard, a lot of people saying when Rashford played on the right, that's not his best position playing on the left. But for the past two games, Rashford's biggest moments came when he switched with Greenwood and went to the right. I don't know if you remember that with the game against Southampton, because he switched on the right and he drifted into the center. He was playing off the right because Greenwood was playing on the left. And even yesterday, Rashford switched to the right, and crossing the ball for Cavani. And I was seeing a lot of bright moments from Rashford playing off the right as opposed to the left. But I mean, I know a lot of people say he's more comfortable there because he could cut in and so forth and so on. But I've not seen him over the past couple of games doing much or that cutting thing actually working with him playing on the left. But apart from that, I know Bailly is always an injury concern. And there's the problem with Bailly earlier. We can't rely on Bailly. Bailly will get 2 games and then get injured. And if he get injured on the training pitch, a bottle of pepper go follow me to home. And there's always some kind of, because of that accident outside of Carrington. He had an accident.
Like somebody thing on him, boy, some juju something, boy.
I'm telling you.
Like he played on to Anzibia and all too.
Good.
So I don't know what going with Bailly. We cannot rely on Bailly. So Bailly is a man that's flatter to deceive because we thinking we getting a Bailly. We thinking all right, so nice Bailly gonna survive. We're gonna see Bailly playing 6-7 games on the bunks, and then Bailly do some stupidness, get injured in game, get sent off, or the bottle of pepper drop on the foot. You understand what I'm saying? We can't live like that, Bailly. Come on, man.
In terms of what you said in terms of Rashford, definitely I think Rashford is more of a threat on the left. Maybe he is more productive, as you would say, in recent games coming off the right. I think he is more of a threat when he's on the left. I think even the Southampton game, when he started on the left in the Southampton game, you could have saw the Rams or the fella from Southampton. He was was panicking, so to me he's more of a threat going down there. The next thing is that in terms of what Richard said, in terms of after when Pogba left the field, I have a different view of that. Initially when Pogba would have left the field and Fred would have come on, Fred would have definitely take a bit of time to settle. But after he settled, I think that we started to control the game. This is when Pogba was on the field.
I actually agree with Richard because you could tell that's you see, and it's like Pogba, Pogba on the field, so it have a difference what it do to the opposition on a psychological level. And Pogba was keeping it so simple. Pogba was moving the ball, Pogba was shooting the ball. I thought even when Fred came on, yes, I understand he would have taken some time to adjust, but Fred, I thought the levels dropped when Fred came on. Fred started to try to force passes. And, we talk about Fred coming in for defensive solidity, but I didn't get that when Fred came on. Fred, I mean, his energy and his tenacity, we appreciate that. We want it. But I guess it has some games that it just don't really work for. And I mean, I am sometimes or most times one of McTominay's biggest critics. But I thought the Pogba McTominay partnership was working so well.
Yeah.
You know that I didn't in a defensive sense, Pogba was positionally proper and attacking. He was also keeping things ticking. He was keeping it simple, you know. And when Fred came on, I just felt that all that was lost in the name of energy. You know what I'm saying?
But even if you look at it, right? So when we started let me say the second half, right? Because yes, I said it that he would have needed time to settle. But when we started the second half, for some reason, well, Everton came up with a plan. Whatever changed, that if it's something tactical, if it's maybe Ancelotti would have told them something. They came out with a different kind of energy, a different kind of fire, and they equalized. Right? They scored the first one and they scored the second one. But then after that, to me, it reverted back to how it was in the first half, where we had all the control, and that was with Fred in the team. You know, but again, I agree in terms of yes, initially when Fred came on, you know, what I mean, it was a bit chaotic. We lose that control in the midfield. We lose that presence of Pogba in the midfield. But for me, I find we gained back control, and as I said in the latter half, when we conceded that third goal, is when we started the panic, and then we lost everything.
All
Feel
right,
like we instead of a draw.
all right, let me just get some comments, right? Hey, Al Hassan. Okay, so Al Hassan is from Ghana and he was supposed to join us on the live today, right? But he gained some technical difficulties, so we hope in the future he'll be able to jump in, right?
Send your comments also, Al Hassan.
Simeon, welcome, buddy. He's saying professional malpractice. This team ain't by a centre back. I like how you put that. He said even in a 9-0 blowout against a 10-man team, you saw the same issues. That's correct. That's correct. Hey, Sinatra, welcome, man. Thanks for joining me. Saying yes, Rashford on the left, skill, speed, cut back, shoot with the right foot. I'm so disappointed with this result. City pushing forward, widening the gap with a game in hand. It's so true. I think all of you guys, we just gonna be watching the dust from City right now.
Yeah.
You know, Richard, I don't know if you wanted to comment on what me and Nico were talking about just now with the Pogba issue, Pogba Fred.
Well, to me, Pogba will give you a better goal going forward. If you look at it, because when Fred go forward, I don't know if he just be not confident in shooting or what, but sometimes he will be in a shooting position and he can pass the ball. So with Pogba now, you will get more from him going forward. But with Fred now, I think Fred is just like an energizer bunny in the midfield. You know, he lost the ball, he win it back quickly and try to get the ball forward again. But with Pogba, you get the same thing. Maybe not with the same amount of energy that Fred would give you. But I believe, you know, Pogba will be a little more productive in the midfield than Fred.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Still, Fred is a good player.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from him.
Let me just get
But
one
they are
comment,
both
right?
they're both different. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Richard, and also in terms of I think where Oli played Pogba yesterday with McTominay. I think I think that is the best where we could really Pogba in the team, because playing him out on the right, out on the left wasn't working. I think where he played him yesterday,
Yeah, by far that was the best. Yeah.
To me he had an impact on the game now.
Yeah. Hey, Akida, welcome, man. Thanks for joining. Akida, how to on the show in Akida. He's saying defense wins titles. You said it, Kareem.
Yeah.
And if you all saw the what you call it, the caption on this review, it is that, and Fergie said so much times. Well, much respect, Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest. He said, tackle win you games, defense will win your titles, and these are prime examples. That game yesterday was a prime example as to why we can't be considered serious contenders for the title. You know, we could be in on a wrong day and we could get hyped and we could get glad, but when the brass tacks, when they consider that and the rubber meet the road, we dropping silly points like this because we can't hold a clean sheet, you know, or we can't see our games. Let me talk about the goals that we considered. But before we do that, go ahead, Richard. I know you wanted to make a point.
But I believe Harry and Lindelof is not just a blamer, because to be honest, you had to blame the here for the first and the third goal. Even though they mess up, it's your job to try and save the ball. And you could clearly see with the last ball that Calvert-Lewin wanted the ball more than the here because he could have simply make himself big and stop the goal. But instead, he stand up and he didn't do it. He's a world class keeper, and we need him to be a little more daring between the six.
And that would have been similar to the chance of PSG scored, right? When he came out, when to me, if he went with his hands, right?
PSG or like technical?
One of them, right? Where to me, I think, that was Leipzig. That was Clive Wood. When Clive Wood scored the goal, right? To me, sometimes he could use his hands now, and sometimes he also goes up to say with his feet that the seconds that he does that, he could have attempted to maybe go with his hands or try something else now.
Correct.
No.
But earlier, and I think Richard, you had noted it just now, right? You know, we can't. Yes, I believe the defense. You know, because that's your last line of defense. You know, and if that defensive line breached, well, then you know you're in trouble, right? But and I think Nicole, it had a review before you had mentioned it, that normally when you assess, analyzing a goal, you always go 2 or 3 plays before, to see where the breakdown started, so you can see where you can tighten up areas. And I thought today, and I mentioned it before, we always talk about Fred and McTominay providing that kind of balance as defensive midfielders or as a double pivot to protect the back line. And I felt today, the Everton... Yesterday. Sorry. Yeah, the chances that Everton got, I find they bypassed the midfield too easy. I remember it was one pass for the first goal that Tom Davies make one true pass that beat the entire team and had Calvert-Lewin on a one-on-one foot race with Maguire, and you could have see Maguire had the lead. Maguire could have win that, but because Maguire so slow, Calvert-Lewin was able to catch the ball, go past him, and play it across. And then De Gea now, with his foolishness, parry the ball in front of in the face of goal. Now, so it's a calamity of errors there. But where we go back is how come Davis was able to get a ball, turn, and play a pass that beat off.
You stick there.
Yeah, looks so.
Yeah, guys, I think still live. Hopefully, we see Reem come back on soon. Right? I know you was talking about the first goal, Richard, but for some reason, Richard, I just can't remember these goals, Like these goals we conceded. Richard, you need to remember how them goals now.
Well, I know the first one was when Davies passed the ball into the box, and that is when De Gea he parried it out, and then the Doucouré hit the back heel, and it went in.
Right.
The second goal was they passed the ball across the box, and I think it was Doucouré who made the pass to James Rodriguez.
James Rodriguez.
And that is when he put it in the corner.
Right.
And the last goal was the set piece.
Okay.
But too much time we making that error in back line, and it's like we just can't defend set pieces, and I don't know why. Every time another team have a corner or a set piece or a free kick, I just feel like they're going to score.
Yeah. Reeves must have been here with us. Yeah, because even this start of the second half, right? The start of the second half, Everton for some reason, they came out firing, right? And they scored the equalizer, right? I mean, they bring us to 2-1, right? Fair enough. But then what you felt after was a sense of panic within the team. You know, you felt a sense of panic in the team that at a moment when you expect your captain or some of the players, the senior players, to take leadership to let me say hold the ship together, you felt like the team crumbling. You know, and it's only after when they equalized is when you started to see we regain some type of control on the game. And to me, it shouldn't have to reach to that. You know, for us to start to play for take control. Okay, we came out in the second half. We lose a bit of control. They scored a goal. Well, then let's regroup then. You know, but to start a panic and then go to equalize, then to want to react. I find by that time, you know, I think we'd have done ourselves there.
But I could be wrong, but from watching the first half, you know, like even though we control the first half, right? You could see sometimes it had little glimpses where, you know, like they would try to, you know, pass Maguire and them kind of thing. And coming into second half, you would see them, like in the first 5 minutes when they scored the 2 goals, you would see them exploit that Maguire and Lindelof weakness. Because they could have seen it for the 2 goals that they were outpaced. So probably it's something that Ancelotti told them to look for, and you could have seen it throughout the whole second half. You could have seen it like that.
You know,
but that's the problem in we defense, and I don't understand why we can't fix it.
I think what you're saying there, Richard, that's a very good point, because we trying to get Shaw and Bissaka playing higher up. So once you get our ball over the top and you get it correct, you're isolating Maguire and Lindelof. So it's a foot race for them fellas, eh? You know? Let me just get some comments here, right? Simeon saying everybody know Maguire slow, Lindelof slow. Same true ball tactic all day. Jabari, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. He say, you all know why? Because we don't have no leadership in the defense.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
85 million. 85 million. And watch me, I don't want to say too loud because I know Ramdas listening. You know, Ramdas waiting for opportunities to come and slate Maguire.
But you know, even before a bit solid, he started to look a bit better. But for some reason, like, just had a panic in him now. You know, sometimes you want somebody to reassure the team, to tell the team, hey, you know what I mean? All right, let me move on. Like, he just had a panic more than the rest of men. You know?
And like the captain, eh?
Yeah, we can see, but we could consider again. And you started to draw for straws, and, you know, you're all over the place as the captain when men looking for leadership around, you know, like you looking for the same thing too. You know, definitely. So, again, as Jabari have said, we really lack leadership in defense. And we know Lindelof is type because he look like he didn't talk.
Nah, I find Lindelof is real talk by Nico.
Jeez, man.
Lindelof is real talk.
Because after that thing happened, you might seem to blame somebody. But before that, when time to organize defense and to you know what I mean, to tell men, all right, come here, you know what I mean? In terms of where you see centre backs organizing the defense. You don't see Lindelof doing that? It's only after something.
I don't really see Lindelof talking. I just see him flicking back here and shaking here most of the time.
Now they're ridiculous. I just see Lindelof talking.
It's only after the fact that Lindelof talking. But somebody.
Nah, I just see Lindelof talking.
But Nico, you
do rubbish and you looking to blame somebody. Plenty time it happening.
But all you think that, you know, the $80 million price tag is too high for Maguire to live up to?
No, I don't think that's his concern really. You know, it's really about the performances. You know, that thing that could be affecting him. Playing for Manchester is bigger than the price tag, to be honest. Because
but when you
with the constant criticism from the entire world, I think that is bigger than even the price tag.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get some comments in. Right before we move on. So not just saying we need to get points from these games. We need to Everton, Sheffield, Real KLS. This will cost us the title. Was hoping City would have dropped points today, but that didn't happen. Yeah, buddy. I was hoping for a draw, or if two of them could have lost, you know. I don't know if that was possible for us. Simeon saying Maguire raising hands for offside while playing the man on for the other. Hey, watch me. Watch me. I almost pull off my own head for that. You know? How you playing
No,
man
but
outside and your hand up in the air?
yeah, but Remo catch me in that game. The man just got a little nudge on the back and lie down flat on the ground, man.
That's an all.
Yes.
That's an
You
all.
man, big,
You know,
Maguire's a big 6 foot man.
French
You got
man.
a little nudge on your back and lie down on the ground.
I want to course, you know. We had lost.
Exactly. Yeah.
We scored a chance. We had lost the game. Jeez.
Akida saying City has written off at this. City was written off at the start of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, but we still have a secret weapon coming up. You know. City still had a pass through them.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Remember we sent Lingard and West Ham, you know. So City still had a pass through West Ham.
You're good, boy. You're good. You're really good. You said you're good. But you really sell
No.
and sell the cupboard too. Right? So you can't fit all the food in it too.
Nah, Lingard is the secret weapon. Don't write him off in that game.
All right. Let me see if you.
That match could end 1-0, and Lingard could be the scorer.
All right. I hope he do the moonwalk in the Etihad. Akida saying Pep realized his attack was weakened after Silva was sold and Aguero was out. He fixed his defense. Watch me, Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz. That's the person who fixed that defense.
We called for that, but we didn't get it.
Yeah, Liverpool and United defenses are not as strong. We need to fix this. Bailly had a good run, but he can't seem to maintain any longevity. Watch me.
Yeah.
If you, I don't know if you was in earlier, but from what we understand, a bottle of pepper fallen on Bailly's foot. You know, Jabari saying Maguire is the worst sinner.
I wouldn't say the worst.
Only the problem with our team and our players, and I said it in the last review, is today, them fellas will come and they will have disaster classes, right? And then next week, Maguire gonna play like prime Maldini. All you hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
And that's how it is go with this team. The inconsistency. The inconsistency. It's tackling.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Simeon saying Marcel scored 2, Lingardinho scored 2 against a full team. Yeah.
But in terms of substitutions, right? You think that Oli should have made changes earlier?
But I thought Martial would actually come in for Rashford and a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, and then the substitution for Tonzebe. You know what I mean? To me, every time I see a defender come on to see out games, a goal will score.
But yeah. I don't think that Tonzebe for Greenwood. I feel we should have just leave on Greenwood and let the game play off. I think that would have been better.
That was Reeves' exact thoughts. But I was saying, even if you had to take off Greenwood, they bring on a midfielder, somebody who
will short up,
somebody who will bring that bit of control to the team, right? And clog up some of the gaps in the midfield. But when you bring on a defender, that means technically you push the team back.
Yeah.
The team thinking that now you have a defender, we could defend deep. So mentally, they started to defend deeper instead of that extra midfielder who would have provided that extra control in the midfield now. So I think definitely that is where Oli went wrong in terms of conceding that last goal. And that defender would have even create a bit of panic because now men position that was in for the entire game had a change. So that would have that confusion and a bit of panic in the back. And again would have led to the goal in the final seconds of the game.
And if I remember, right, it's at a game last season where we were leading 3-2 and only do the exact same thing at the death.
Yeah.
To bring on Tonzebe. You understand? And I don't know if it's Tonzebe who
that was not against Southampton?
Nah, Sheffield United. When we play them away.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Tuanzebe was the one who, I think he was the person who fouled the fella out on the right side and came back in and won set piece again. And we conceded later and draw the game. Again yesterday, Nick, as you say, you bring on a defender. When you kind of bring on Matic, to kind of show up the midfield, because we're seeing so much times, and as I mentioned before, I got cut off just now, we're expecting the double pivot to kind of show up, with defensive discipline and structure. And through balls was just getting through them. So I don't know what was going on with McTominay and yesterday. I don't know if I just felt like something was missing between two of them. I don't know if we underestimated Everton and we thought that we were 2 goals up. And this was just an easy game for me to just casually play out.
Yes.
I didn't see where McTominay and Fred were being positionally disciplined to try to avoid anything happening, because as you noted, Nico, from the time you see we considered our first goal, them fellas started panic. And then the confidence now of the Everton players would increase, because we know in football a 1-goal lead is not a safe lead. And then
a 2-0 lead is not a safe lead.
Right? Much less a 2-1 lead. And then bam, they come and equalize. And we were fortunate, in my opinion, to come and get
third goal.
To get that third goal. And I tell myself, well, all right, so we go see this out. And then we came and made some foolish mistakes. Richard, you talk about the Maguire one where he threw on himself and thought he was going to get the call. And then the substitution that ultimately cost us the game. I don't want to be too critical on Tuanzebe, because
something going on with T2.
No, but what I'm saying now, if Ollie make the decision to bring him on.
But I find the whistle take very long to blow and all to it.
I find so why.
I sit and watching 4 minutes and 30 seconds going up and the whistle not blowing.
Yeah, that time did pass. Do we look for that? I say this, Tuanzebe making Ollie look bad, because every time Ollie decide to say, well, here about Tuanzebe, today is your day to go and prove that, right? It's a Manchester United quality. Then you're doing that, so you're making the coach decision look bad, and you yourself bad. So every time from now, I tell you, every time I see Tuanzebe in the team, I'm going to hold my head and think that the worst is going to happen. Every Tuanzebe in the team now, I will be like, I wonder if Ollie feeling good today. Every time one plays something that's happened. What's he may be the most own goal for United for the last how much years? Some of the own goal he might have for the season already.
No, but here my thing, right? And Richard touched on it, right? Greenwood was having a very, very good game yesterday. I don't know why, and we talked about it before in terms of, I think Callum was the one who talked about it in terms of favoritism and hierarchy and seniority. Why it is most times Greenwood is always the one sacrifice, because Greenwood was playing his heart out yesterday. How much times Greenwood track back and win back the ball in the defensive half and then push up. Greenwood was providing cover for the soccer.
Look how he manhandled Josh King take back the ball every time.
Exactly.
About 3 times he went back the ball from Josh King.
Exactly. And Rashford wasn't giving it on the right hand side. I've been honest with you, out of the front, Rashford had a moment, right? And we're glad for it. He got 2 chances as well. But I think this was a game, if you had to make that sub, take off Rashford, because Rashford, if you want to kill off the game, Rashford wasn't the man showing me that he could kill. It had 2 or 3 opportunities in extra time, in added on time, where Rashford get the ball and Rashford tried to go at goal. Go down in the corner, on the corner flag and kill off the football now. Let me use this all here. You understand what I'm saying? If you're taking off Tuanzebe, if you bring on Tuanzebe, take off Rashford. Greenwood was pulling his weight whole game all year. And that for me too could be a reason why we concede.
Yeah.
Let me just get some comments on it. Jabari asking what y'all think about Mata not playing. We'll get to that, right? Let me just get through the rest as we're on this point, and we'll get back to that, fellas. Right? Akira say we can't efficiently close out games. We need 4-0 leads to surely claim 3 points. Champions grind out 1-0 and 2-1. That's correct. Simeon saying them fellas get spoiled that last game, lost discipline. Fred was forward more, losing the ball. That's correct. That's very correct.
I think that would have stemmed from the 2-0 first half lead, because we was in control. We totally dominated the first half of that game. Everton had if you looked at Ancelotti's face on the sideline, right? He confused. He don't know where to put another player, right, to show the dominance we had in the first half. And I think that went to the players' head coming out into the second half. I think we came out with that with a lot of. We were very complacent in the second half, and I think we paid for it.
Yeah, let me just get one more comment here. Rydell, thanks for joining, man. He's saying I was saying that yesterday. As soon as he came on, I got worried, and then the foul came, leading to the goal.
Yeah, that's how everybody will feel about Tonzebe now. That's how everybody will feel about Tonzebe now. Every time they see Tonzebe, man, gonna be holding their head.
Yeah. All right, so I see we get Al Hassan on the inside. You're hearing us, Al Hassan?
Yes, Sir Karim.
All right, nice to have you on the stream, man. So Al Hassan,
Good night.
Al Hassan coming all the way from Ghana.
Yeah.
All right, so introduce yourself and let me get to the mix now.
Okay. My name is Ibrahim Alas Sambawa. I'm from Ghana, northern region, Tamale, to be precise.
All right. And how long you Man United fan?
You said?
How long you a Man United fan?
Yeah, I'm a strong Man United fan.
All right, nice. So we're talking about, the game, in general. I don't know if you have any thoughts, your personal opinions on how you saw the game going yesterday. So I'll just give you a couple of minutes to share your thoughts, and then we will get back into the flow of the discussion.
Actually, I'm just coming to observe today. This is my first time, so yeah. I have to learn from you people. Maybe next time I can able to make an input.
All right, no problem. But thanks for joining, nonetheless. So let me just get. So we were talking on this point, guys, right? And I think Nicole, you was making a point.
No, you was going to say something about the. Can't remember exactly what it was, but you was making a point. But what I was saying in terms of you was talking about in terms of the substitutions, right? And Tonzebe coming in. Every time Tonzebe coming now, men would be worried. Men would be like, the whole head and they'll be the worst.
Yeah. So that was the last goal earlier, and the last now. Let me put it in perspective, guys. Right? So we're leading 3-2 with a minute to go again. Now the referee sucky whistle. We know that, right? With time. But all we had to do earlier is defend one set piece, and 3 points is ours. Why we can't defend, insert obscene set piece, fellas?
No, you see, and that is the thing, right? I think that stems from leadership. Because if the leader who's supposed to be, let me say, putting that all together, right? Telling the guys, hey, one more set piece to go. If he not exuding that confidence, if he is panicking, if he doesn't have even belief in himself, then that will spread to the other players, and that's what you saw. Right? Because even if you looked at where Maguire ended up for that goal, right? He had no reason to be so deep.
Yeah.
Because the only reason he ended up so deep is because he panicked. He panicked because he's saying, well, he lost his bearing because he grasped at straws in terms of trying to defend out that last play. Right? And why does Maguire had to be so deep for that last goal? Because if he was
he needed the headset.
But why? Right? If you had confidence in your right, then all you had to do is, all right, you just hold your line, and all the fellas gonna be offside, right? And even if whatever happened after that, would have been offside. But because
I think they was supposed to hold the line where Fred was.
You compromise the team by going so deep and still be putting up your hand for offside, right? So again, Maguire to take blame.
Rydell saying Harry is the leader of our defense, but always hiding. Talk to me, Richard.
I'd agree with what Nico was saying. I think that I don't even think Harry's the man I hope. He don't even look so. Much less to be. I think Bruno is a more demanding player. If it is, you ask me. I think he is the person that talks the most on the field in front and letting them know. Well, like pass the ball to the left or like drop back and defend. Sometimes I even see him telling Lindelof go back a little bit. These are the kind of things that we look for in a leader. And sometimes when you hear Maguire talk, the only thing he does say is we need to try and do better for the next game and this and that. But
Yeah, that is annoying me so much, man. I was glad he wasn't on post-match duty yesterday because if he did say that, I swear, I might have had to buy me laptop. Trust me.
Yes.
no, but when you hear somebody like Bruno in an interview and he could tell you that, well, we were really poor and but this is something that we need to learn from if it is we want to win titles. When you hear something like that, you feel a little sense of you get a little comfort. I mean, you still lost. Well, you just feel like I lost, but you still got a little comfort from what you say, and that's what the captain's supposed to actually come in to play, to actually comfort the fans in a way. At least tell we a little dream. Don't just tell we, yeah, and we try to do better next game. What's that?
Yeah. And watch me, right? When I watched that post match with Bruno, I could have feel the disappointment.
Yeah.
I could have feel that Bruno. He didn't even want to do the interview but he just had to do it.
No, but Reem, if you really look at it, right, why it is Bruno, Cavani, and Greenwood and Rashford had to work the hats off in front day to know that Maguire just going and pull skin in the back day. Why?
It's true.
And that is what is getting midfielders and things kind of is make people want to leave the club.
No, because I mean, you expect a 2-goal lead.
Yeah.
To see all that, you know what I'm saying?
And then you come and score the third one, so you say, well, right, just for the defense out to hold up. We need midfield go try our best, you know what I mean? But all I now. Yeah.
Well, I think the problem was conceding first, but it looked like we should just keep on conceding first because when we score 2 goals, we just draw.
But here, looking at the interview with Bruno, I felt that he was disappointed, and I mean he didn't try to just give us tongue service like how Maguire tends to do it sometimes. Now,
yeah.
As you say, we know we need to do better. We'll try to do better next time, and it's like he reading from a script now. But Bruno came and you could have see Bruno was talking from the heart now, but he was disappointed. The reporter from Manu TV asked him about the goal, and he said, I didn't want to talk about our goal. The goal is scored. He said, I didn't want to talk about our goal because
we talk about our goal. That was quality, right?
And I mean, I didn't want to talk about the goal earlier, but the goal was quality. I can't get the goal. It's due because the defenders mess it up. I try to avoid using bad words now. Yeah. No, I don't curse. I'm trying to avoid using bad words earlier, and then fellas and them. Oh boy.
But after the game, after every game, I just watch the people's person review.
Right.
Just from hearing him talking, he said the same thing that you say, Reem. Like the goal was a majestic goal, but the way we finished the game, we can't even talk about the goal. We can't even get to enjoy, like not even Bruno could enjoy his own goal because it come like it really didn't make a difference because we end up drawing the game.
Hey Davian, welcome man. You're joining the review late, boy. Where's your scene? Al Hassan, I don't know if you have anything to say or you're just still observing.
If I can say, I mean, the last goal was my problem. The way our captain marked, the way our captain did.
All right, so I think he having some real technical difficulties there, but
Yeah.
Hey, Jody, bless night, man. You are
Good night, good night.
Jody, you are not late. What going on? What going on?
Julian Davian Lyman.
Right, I was saying that goal was so good, but that last goal spoiled my. I think you're talking for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that kind of goal that Bruno scored is goals that we had to save and enjoy. But
Yeah.
thanks Maguire and they. Let me talk about the here now. And then I think Jabari had asked about Mata. So let's talk about the here and then we'll talk about Mata. Right?
I know starting. Richard, you go. You go.
All right. Well, to be honest, I know a lot of people just try to defend the here, but as of late, I find he just these is the kind of goals that you should be saving, because we trying to compete for the title. City already 2 points ahead of us, and
It was true with that game in hand.
you will come and make not just one mistake, but you come and you make two mistakes. And that is what cost us the game. And last season, if it is the here didn't have all them blunders, we could have been better off last season. Because he gifted Calvert-Lewin a goal last season, and he come and gift him a goal this season. So I think that is something that we really had to take into consideration about the here. He really needs to do better as our keeper for how much years. I mean, we grateful for the service, but now is not the time for you to, be doing them things. We are Henderson. I think we should use him. At least give him a rest for a game and let him know, we want something better.
I'm gonna just get some comments before I go down, Nico.
Yeah.
Jody saying I didn't know y'all was going live tonight. Yeah, but we didn't do it. We couldn't do it yesterday. Davian saying I'm not talking about football now. Talk to me about badminton or something. They said elementary mistake from the here. Yeah, definitely, boy. And you watch me. For me, the most shocking mistake from the here was the first goal where he pushed the ball in the center, the goal. That was
easy. Easy for the Corey to tap in the goal. But however, for me, I think De Gea has improved this season. Yeah. I think De Gea has improved this season. He continues to make mistakes in between. I still personally, I think he's still the better goalkeeper. Henderson, I think he will get his chance, but I think that it was very disappointing yesterday with the errors from De Gea. I still think he's still be United number one. I think Henderson is putting a bit of pressure on him, but I don't think it's enough pressure to displace him right now. But again, yesterday was very disappointing. And well, I guess we will see Henderson for the FA Cup. So maybe De Gea needed a rest. Maybe just the rest again in the FA Cup should do him good for the rest of the season.
One Nico, what? I wasn't expecting that from you. I was expecting you to come and find out the here because you on Henderson.
Yes. No, but honestly, I find he had a few good games of recent. I think he has improved. I think with the competition he has improved. So I don't want to get down on him too much. Yesterday was an off day. It was a horrible day for him at the office. But I think he'll come good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's my thoughts exactly. The mistakes that he made yesterday were. I feel in some countries they can get shoot for them thing, right? But I wouldn't be too quick to say, well, hey, come in Henderson, because if I'm honest with you, Henderson hasn't really impressed me when he got his chance. So he for me, like put it like this, in my opinion, he had do no better than what Sergio Romero would have do when he got his chances. That's just how I see it. I'm not saying that he's not better than Sergio Romero, but I hear, I see Henderson get a chance, and I don't think he took his chances with both hands when he got the chance,
But
go ahead.
Why I would say Henderson is our top keeper. I mean, look at where Sheffield United is. And I was listening to the commentary the other day, and they were saying that, like, ever since Henderson went back to come back to United, Sheffield United, they ain't getting beaten by a lot of goals, but they're getting beaten 2-0, 1-0, and those kind of goals. And they were like, Henderson is the one that was keeping them afloat, and I think they finished like 8th last season, somewhere there.
And I agree with that. Honestly,
No,
if Henderson was there, no, I honestly, because I saw Ramsdale, whoever it is, be a lot of errors and cost them a lot of points this season.
well, let me ask you
The
something.
errors that Ramsdale make, Henderson would not have made it, and Sheffield would have been in a better position than they're in right now. I honestly,
Exactly.
All right, but let me ask you something, and you see,
Just now, before you go, Rim, if you really look at it, right, Henderson get any chances in the little FA Cup and those sorts of games. But when he held on for the here in the league, I thought he did pretty well.
yeah, he did well. Honestly, he did well.
but all right, so hear this, right? And you see, this is one of the things that I feel people don't really consider. The pressure playing for Sheffield United and the pressure playing for Man United is like chalk and cheese, right?
Yeah.
No, and you see, a lot of people don't know this, but Henderson used to make a lot of mistakes when he played for Sheffield last season. But as a whole, the entire Sheffield team has not been at the levels of last season to recover from the mistakes that Ramsdale making this season, right? So, because I remember I watched a good couple of games, and the kind of mistakes Henderson was making, it was shocking. And if he was playing for Man United and made those kind of mistakes, I was making front page. Much more if he was black. But we ain't gonna go there, right? The point I'm making is when players make mistakes for medium to bottom league teams, people already study that, other than probably the people in the club, right? But when you play for a club like Manchester United and you make a mistake, that going global within seconds, And I'm telling you, right, that we saying Henderson go come in and Henderson go this and the pressure to play for Man United is different than playing for Sheffield United. And that is my point. Because I could tell you, Henderson made a couple mistakes last season. Again, when he was and I could point out one that I sure all of you remember. Remember when he was playing Liverpool and he let the ball slip under the 120 and Liverpool win?
Yeah.
You know what was gonna happen if he got to Man United?
Yeah.
So
but the hair did worse. The hair did worse. And he's at United.
But what they here have is he carried the team for 2 or 3 seasons already. You know what I'm saying? So he and Alan is always talking about
with the kind of defense we had then, Reams.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good.
I can't remember when
we had then to what we had now.
But Nico, you can't remember the season when they here win player this season and who was he?
Yeah.
It was Colin and Jones. So we talking about
yeah, but we didn't win no title then.
Yeah, but he still saved we.
Save we what? We was
one man.
We wasn't even going in the top 4. We was going kind of 6th and all kind of thing. If you carry a title, right? But as I was saying, I think what Henderson has done is he put out the competition on the hair, and because of that, I think the hair is improved the hair from last season. So just in terms of that, then I think Henderson would have had a great impact on the team.
All right, so let's get some comments here, right? Jody said, Nico, really would look good yesterday.
He might look good.
He was excellent yesterday. He was excellent. He didn't look good. He was excellent. Davian saying today De Gea will have a great game, and you would think he back to his best tomorrow. He would make a wonder. What was that? I think we were saying that. For me, that goes with every player. Right? I'll agree with you, Nico. I don't know if it's the assessment of De Gea. All right. Jabari saying here is more 2 cents with De Gea, or probably my 2 cents with De Gea. I think his morals are very low. Well, because of that insult by Maguire coming and get captaincy. All the things so?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Kenton, welcome, man. Thanks for joining me. Saying De Gea need bravery coaching. This man don't command the box at all. And I think Nico, you would have said that's And Richard does say that too. He don't come out with that kind of ferocity.
Yeah, because every time we have a corner and we say it's an in-swinging corner, I just frightened. I just a goal could score.
People just call Sterling T-Rex the way he just run with the arms, but I believe that is the hair. I think he arms on them too short. I feel like we're going with the
Kenton also saying Henderson need a run of games just like Van de Beek. Them fellas will get a time, but I don't feel them fellas ready yet. That's just my opinion. Sorry, fellas. Davian saying Henderson still have time to improve. They here have no better to get. Let's serious boy. Nico
No,
knows better.
No.
But Reams, what could Henderson do that the hair not doing now?
Yeah,
what could Henderson do so bad that the hair not doing right now?
I just say hair reach and the hair playing at the best level he can play at. Well, for the previous games, not yesterday, but I not seen him getting better than that, honestly.
I hear you.
You can't teach our old dog new tricks, man.
I hear you. Joey saying Henderson have to warm that bench in the Premier League. The pressure he will have to face in Manchester United goal. Totally different. Thank you very much. And that's the point I was making. But them fellas saying the man ready. Davian saying they here made terrible mistakes to start at the start of his United career too. And I think that's supporting Henderson call, eh?
Of course.
Exactly.
Every corner was a goal.
So fellas, I think Jabari had asked about Mata. So I watching the time, so let me use Mata to wrap up now. Any thoughts on Mata because he hasn't been on the bench or in the team for the past 3 or 4 games. So talk to me.
To me, I think that the team at the moment is not missing Mata. I think in terms of creativity, I think we have Bruno. I think and we even have Pogba. And maybe he would make an impact, but I'm not seeing where at this moment the team is missing that impact. You see, if it was where we was really struggling to create, where it is that, let me say for games we haven't scored a goal and we need extra creativity, maybe Bruno injured, and we just need extra creativity on the field, I would say yes, we're missing a Matter. But because we have been creating chances, yes, I know we had a patch that we said the Sheffield game, and I think a game other than that where we struggled to create goals. Then yesterday wasn't that. We scored 3 goals, so then with the creativity of Mata required, maybe not. Maybe we needed more players who would recover more, which we know Mata is not strong in that aspect, than more creativity now. So I don't think that we actually missing Mata at the moment. I actually agree with Oli in terms of maybe not playing Mata with sounds harsh, a bit harsh, but I think that the coach is making the right decision at the moment.
Yeah. Richard?
Well, right now I think Oli playing a kind of quick football, which Mata not really fitting into that. But I believe that where Mata would fit in is where, like in the League Cups and them, where Bruno and Pogba would get a rest. I believe that he will put Mata in the team so that, he will have some sort of creativity and, he could show the youth and then what it is to be in the midfield and what to do and so on. So I think the league games might be a little too much for him right now because of his age.
I think even the League Cups and the FA Cups and them kind of domestic cups, Richard, not even going to because if you look at our draws, we always gain, Barcelona and damn Bayern Munich in the League Cup. You know what I'm saying? We don't ever get these contour on them, and you can see City drawing Luton Town and Liverpool drawing this one and Bamford City and Tottenham getting, these kind of easy teams to play. So I mean, I get what you're saying. But then when it comes to that
game against Real Sociedad in the Europa League, I wonder how it is we could get our team and we now go inside it.
Yeah, you understand? We don't ever get easy draws. So and then too, you gotta understand with the whole, signing with Van de Beek and people clamoring for Van de Beek to play, it kind of pushing Mata further on the pecking order because you spend 34 million on a player this summer. So after Bruno, you're looking at Van de Beek, you know.
Mm.
So it's unfortunate for Mata, but I think Mata knew this would have been his situation. You know, his deal was extended for the dressing room, you know, and I think Ollie said it too. He said it's unfortunate and it's tough on Mata that he had to leave him out. But it is what it is because the team moving forward now and Mata with his creative ability and wherever. But we have Pogba, we have Bruno, and we have Van de Beek. So I think Nico summarized it real good. You know, let me just get these comments from Kenton, and then we go wrap up. Kenton saying we didn't believe Rashford wasn't ready, but Van Gaal showed belief in people who deserve a chance, not people who constantly making. Basically, the difference between with Rashford and Henderson is if Rashford make a mistake, we're not gonna consider a goal now. But I get your point. All right. Fellas, help me understand this. If Dan James' problem is he don't know how to break the lines of offside and how to take on a man and cross, how our manager can't teach him that yet. Anybody?
I think Daniel James' problem is that, you know, he don't look for the passes and them when he reach up to the box. I never really see him caught offside, but every time I see him and he in the box, he can't seem to pick out the right pass, and I don't know why is that. I don't know if it's because he don't look up, or I really don't know.
That's lack the quality.
Yeah.
Probably.
Al Hassan saying he says phone is giving him problems, you know, but he's watching the live. He said Maguire is not helping us. He is also part of the problem at the back because when you look at his position yesterday, it was terrible. Players of his caliber, or caliber in quotes, I should say, shouldn't be behaving that way. He should be the one positioning his players. That's very, very correct, Al Hassan. And thanks for the comment, man. Hopefully you'll sort out your technical issues for the future, right? Thanks for the comment. Ryder saying, I still wouldn't start Henderson ahead of De Gea. It's hard to start Mata when you have Donny waiting for his turn. True. Donny need game time, and I can't see Mata ahead of him. Yeah. And Jody saying, Mata just happy to be there. Yeah.
As a footballer, you always have your pride. You always believe you could do it because of David Silva went back to Spain and is doing well. I honestly believe that Mata could go back to Spain, play with that team, and also do well. You know, because I think the football is different, the style is different, the pace of the game is more technicality instead of physicality. So I think if Mata go back to Spain, I think he could still play a season or two and do well.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. All right, guys, so let's get some closing thoughts now.
Richard? But I wanted to ask you something, Nico, before we go. What do you think about signing Ramos and Alaba for free in the summer?
If we get Alaba, I take an Alaba without blinking, without batting an eye. Ramos, though, yes, I know he could do something similar to maybe what Thiago Silva doing for Chelsea, but I don't think that is the direction that Manchester United want to go. You know, I think that we're building a team for the future. And honestly, I do see, as much as you went for Cavani, I don't think the plan is really to get the team older now. You know, yes, you want to sprinkle a bit of experience in there, but you want to build a team for the future. And I think that's what Manchester United is doing. I think that is what Oli was kind of brought in there to do, to build the team from the ground up. You know, invest more in youths. So in terms of going for Sergio Ramos, I think no. However, if we go for Alaba, I 100% support that.
But you don't think, Nico, just as and I get your point, but you don't think just as how Cavani came in and kind of ruffle and showing the Martials and the Rashfords and the Greenwoods how to do it. You know, because we've seen the frailties in defense, and it's going on 2 seasons now, and we're talking about lack of leadership. So I can't see where a younger player will come in and just start to show leadership naturally. That is something you'll come in and you'll have to earn, you'll have to demand. So probably, who knows? I just saying, probably a Sergio Ramos might be able to work because that kind of winning mentality, the experience he will bring, that leadership that we know Sergio Ramos possess, that might really and truly help we. The only problem though.
So you don't think Alaba can bring that?
I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing
He
is,
ain't
right? The
that.
thing about no, but the thing about Ramos, he more demanded.
Of course,
He
yes.
he more demanding, especially in the back there. He's a no nonsense person in the back there, and that is really what we need right now. We had to show Wan-Bissaka, even though Wan-Bissaka and Shaw is doing good, we need to show them that is no nonsense in the back. It's no playing, nothing like it. You're kicking the ball right there for Fred in the midfield. You send out the ball.
No, but even more so, right? Look at Chelsea, Nico, Thiago Silva. He's 36, you know, and
Yeah.
right now he sent Tomori out on loan. Christensen can't get a game. Rudiger,
Yeah,
and only since Thomas Tuchel come back, then Rudiger is the better partner. Well, he kind of figure that is the better partner for Thiago Silva. So you've seen where we need that kind of experience, that kind of maturity in the back line. But my only concern with Ramos is you're bringing our next slow defender to partner next, because you're not going to bench Maguire. You know what I'm saying?
But he could play with Maguire. He's more the aggressor type anyway.
Yeah, but in terms of the pace, now the pace, we still would not fix the pace issue.
Exactly.
Because if you look at the Thiago Silva and Rudiger quick. You know,
Yeah.
so at least he kind of complementing and covering for him in that sense.
Yeah. Agreed.
So let me get some closing thoughts now, fellas.
Yeah, well, West Ham is tomorrow, day after. West Ham is
I
when.
think
Tuesday.
Yeah, so again, as even we was talking about before Reims, I talk about the West Ham game now. If it is that Oli go with a weakened squad, I'll be disappointed, because we went to a strong team with Liverpool. So we went a weakened team, and we say being beaten by West Ham, you know what I mean, which I definitely don't want. You know what I mean? I hope that don't happen. So I hope that Ollie's goes with a strong team, and whatever happens with that happens. And then we move on in the cup. In the league, I think City is blazing a trail right now that will be difficult to catch, and I really hope that the teams, you know, I hope they stumble somewhere coming up in the next few games. I know that some double games coming up this week. I hope that they stumble at some point, and you know, and what happened. You know, this happened in the season, as you would have said, happened with Shedfield, where we draw 3-3. It happens, you know, that is football, and it hurt because I was eating some food, and that happened, and I had to throw all more food when that third goal score, you know, but it happens, and you know, I mean, just to reset and go again.
Yeah. Before you comment, Richard, let me just get some comments inside here, right? Kenton saying Tomori ain't on loan. He got sold basically loan and buy process, I believe. You sure? I think
It's loan, but maybe have option to buy. I don't know.
Okay. Al Hassan saying, I think United should go for Ramos because of the experience he has. We have young defenders like Tuanzebe, Ted and Mengi, Williams,
Oh gosh, jeez.
and company. So the boys can learn from him. Yeah. Good point. Jabari also saying Ramos could read the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he come, I glad to it. If he come, I glad to it. But I just see for the future. But if he come, I glad the same.
Jody saying they hear.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Jody saying the here might be more confident with his fellow countryman in the back comment. Who knows?
Yeah, that might work.
Jody saying, Nico, trouble this year.
Trouble or trouble? Yeah.
Oh, hey. Jabari saying Maguire can't. So it exposes his speed. Like Maguire wasn't watching John Terry tape hour. Oh gosh. Richard, closing thoughts.
Well, yeah. I just hope that, you know, I'm not really studying the FA Cup so much. I know we could go in there with a not the strong team. At least rest some of the players, and you know, probably Van der Beek and thing will get a little play, but hopefully we beat West Ham. But my game is on West Brom, because West Brom, even though they're still in relegation zone, they're still looking at it. And I think the last time we played them, we win just 1-0, and I think that was that penalty. So we really need to win that game, and I think right now we just need to strengthen that defense. Harry need to step up. I don't want to hear nothing in the next game about next game we will do better. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that at all.
Nice.
Yeah. I think we would see changes for the West Ham game. Because we playing Tuesday and we're playing West Brom on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a good.
So that means we could go with a strong team.
Yeah, we could go to a strong team because we have enough time to recover and rest and whatever. So I do think Ollie would go to a very strong team. I also think that he will make changes. I expect to see Van der Beek. I expect to see Henderson. I expect to see Martial playing that game as well. And I mean the changes is not a big drop off. If you understand what I'm saying, because and what reality is trying to do too is he's trying to make certain players hungry now. And I figure that is why Martial probably didn't come on yesterday, because he want to make him hungry. And then when you look at how Cavani playing, it's no way Martial could take that pick right now, unless Martial up the game 100 over the next couple of weeks or so. If there's one person who has seen could get sacrificed for Martial is Rashford, but we ain't go get it. Because he's like he feeding people, so he get a free pass.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say
feeding people, and he's an English. He's an Englishman, so he's getting a free pass. But we ain't gonna get into that debate right now.
He's more effective. He might be more effective. He's more effective. He is more effective than Martial.
Anyway, right? We gonna get to that now because we passed the time. But Rashford getting away with moments. That's all I have to say. So
I'd agree with you on that one day.
Yeah.
Especially with not passing the ball, I can't see why he don't pass the ball to Cavani.
But Nico don't want to hear that because Rashford sending food Nico in,
No, it's not about that. The man is more effective.
I just always say, right? A man, I can't say a man doing good if a man play for 70 minutes rubbish and then show up and have an assist and then he telling me he had a real good game. That is not where it goes.
Yeah, but you have to watch his stats. You have to watch his goals and the assists.
You see, and I was saying goals and assists and stats sometimes misleading too.
It's misleading.
And stats misleading because man can have a whole of a game and score penalty and they can tell now man had a real good game.
So what Bruno does be doing then?
No, but
games. But it's a goal and you come up with that goal, you come up with that penalty.
Bruno different, Nico. Bruno different. And I just call on Bruno. I just call on Bruno too. Because if we compare Bruno game to what Bruno did offer on a game on a weekly basis as opposed to Rashford, I telling you more glaring holes in Rashford game. You can't tell me. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me do with stats now. Let me do with stats. Right?
Stats misleading because I can watch a stat book and I will go tell me a man have 100% passing accuracy and this time it's Friday he passing the ball 2 yards he passing the ball for 90 minutes.
Misleading for Bruno also. Bruno has some
Bruno has some Bruno's all around contribution to the game, Nico. You can't compare Bruno to Rashford in terms of his all around contribution. All I say Rashford getting away with moments.
Rashford
I'm not getting teeth on that stats argument. That is a rubbish.
The man deserves to start in front of Martial.
The last comment and we will close, fellas. Saying, yes, fellas, have a blessed night. And by the way, condolences to the Barrett family. Yes. Full agreement with that. I mean, what happened to that young lady is inexcusable. I mean, I think I really hope that the justice system and justice is served, on the perpetrators and that the family is able to, feel a sense of this is what I'm looking for, by justification when with the expediting of the whole justice system here, with each and every one of them perpetrators being sentenced rightly,
Yeah.
That's real sour. Anyway, guys, thanks again for joining. We're gonna be here again on Tuesday to review the West Ham FA Cup clash. So
Mhm.
have a good night all. Thanks for
Yeah,
joining.
yeah,
There
Richard.
you
Thanks.
go. Yeah, man.